Okay, so I have a first grade friend here who is going to be doing the benchmark assessment. We actually already did a level I, and after reading through, we found that that was at her independent level. And so we're moving on to level J. And so before I have started, I went into the assessment guide and I found the percentages for the independent and the instructional level. So for example, in level J, if there are more than 28 errors, then it is not at her instructional level. And I would not be able to use this one. I would have to go to an easier level. So that's something you need to make sure you know before you start reading with your student. So we are going to get started and read. The most important thing for you to note while the child is reading is to mark the words that they say with a check mark. And then you can mark their errors with the word that they say, or if they missed it, just that it's noticeably missed. And then if they self-correct, you want to note that as well. If you'd like a comprehensive list on their suggestions for coding, you can look in the assessment guide and it will provide that for you. But again, you want to make sure you note the words that they miss, any self-corrections, and what they do say. So I'm going to begin with level J. I'm going to tell her the title, and then there's an introduction that can be found on the bottom of the book, or there's one on your recording sheet as well. So we are going to start, and this is called More Than a Pet. It says that dogs can be more than pets. They can help people. Therapy dogs help people feel better, and service dogs help people do things. Read to find out about these two kinds of dogs and what they do. Are you ready? Go ahead. And before she starts, there is an option to time her. We are not interested in how quickly she is reading, so we will not be timing her for this assessment.
Do you know anyone who has a pet dog? Maybe you have a dog in your family. Dogs are good pets. Some dogs are more than pets. 2 kids of dogs to special jobs, dogs that make people feel better, are called therapy dogs. Dogs that work are called service dogs. Sometimes people can not stay at home because they are not well. They must stay in a hospital or in a nursing home. They miss their homes and families. People feel better when they pet a dog. People like to pet dogs and feel their soft fur. Therapy dogs cheer people up. Then they are sad because they are not feeling well. May is a friendly and sunny dog. She visits Sam in the hospital. She curls right up in bed and Sam smiles. Adel is a little pup. Here of owner takes her to visit people in the nursing home. She stays very still when they pet her. Service dogs are more than pets. Service dogs live with the people that help. They work, play, and go vary with their owners. Service dogs good to a special school where they are trained to help their owners. Royal is a service dog who helps Lily. His owner, Lily, needs help because she can't see well. Royal came to live with Lily when he was a puppy. He and Lily were trained together. Now Royal and Lily are together all the time. Lily holds on to Royal's collars and the manual or on the train. Royal makes sure it's safe for Lily to walk.
Go ahead. Okay, as you'll notice, I am done scoring. I am going to have Destiny finish reading because I'm going to ask her some comprehension questions after. So if she's going to keep reading, I am done scoring. Go ahead. Okay, thank you for reading. I'm going to ask you some questions about some of the things that we read in the story, okay? So the first thing I'm going to ask you is, what were two kinds of dogs that you read about?
Therapy dogs and
do you remember the other kind of dog? Okay, and the service dogs. Do you remember the service dogs? Okay. Did you learn anything else about those kinds of dogs?
They help people.
Okay, both of them do? Okay. Okay. Why do you think that they can be so helpful?
Because the people, some of them are hurt, and some of them can't walk or see.
Okay, so I'm going to have you look at something really quick for me here. Okay, we're going to look at page 13. Okay, and I want you to look at the picture. What kind of information does that picture give to you? What does that tell you?
It tells me that the dog is helping her see.
Okay, how do you know that?
Because she can't see very good, so the dog is leading her.
Okay, all right, thank you. Okay, So after Destiny was done reading, I went back to my notes and the things that I recorded to count her errors and then to get a little bit more information about the errors that she made. So as you can see, my paper, it looks kind of messy, but so that's why I went back, because I wanted to make sure that I was able to check the errors that she made and then kind of do some investigating on maybe why she made those errors. At the top of the page for errors and the self-corrections, you're going to see an M, an S, and a V, and that's for meaning, structure, and visual. So when I went back to look at some of the errors that she made, I tried to decide, were they meaning errors? Was it a structural error that she made, or was it kind of a visual error that she made while looking? So one in particular that I noticed was kind of towards the end. When she read that Lily holds on to Royal's, she said collars. The word that was written was harness. So looking at the word visually, they do not look the same. Structurally, well, it could fit in there, but for me, I wanted to go with the meaning. I think when she was reading, she kind of anticipated what the word would be, and the meaning of collar would make sense to her because you could hold on to a dog's collar. So over in the errors, I moved over and I put a check mark in the meaning because for me, that was a meaning error that she made. So when I went through, I counted up all of her errors, and she had 22 errors and 2 self-corrects. When I went to look at our, up here they have an accuracy rate chart for you. So at 22, she was at a 92% accuracy rate. So that put her right in the instructional level for level J. If she would have been at a 95 or higher, that would be at her independent level. Between 90 and 94 for this level was her instructional level. When we went back and did the comprehension pieces, I took some notes, and you'll have to read for each level kind of what they ask. They'll ask you to score it on a 0, 1, 2, or 3. So you'll have to read, they have like unsatisfactory, limited, satisfactory, and excellent. So from her answers that she gave me, I was able to score her, and she scored a 3 out of 7 for her comprehension. So that's something that we definitely will want to focus on in her instructional group. Now, after I'm done with all of my students and I have found their levels, you might have a lot of kids in level J, and so maybe you're not quite sure what to do. So that's where you would maybe use that comprehension piece, or you might look back at the errors that they made, and that's how you could help put your groups together. Maybe you had a lot of kids making visual cues and visual errors. So that might be something in your guided reading group that you would focus on. Or when you're looking at their comprehension, maybe they really couldn't pull some facts out of there for you. So that might be something that you would focus on and put those students together. Again, this instrument is for you to use to help you to put your students into the appropriate groupings. So whatever is appropriate for you and your teaching is how you're going to use this instrument. That was it.